Alright, welcome to part 5, where we are going to be finishing off the UV unwrapping. So, this, uh, welcome to part 5 of the low poly stylized gun course, right here on YouTube. So, uh, this one we're going to be finishing off the UVs, so let's just hop straight in. Alright, welcome to part 2 of getting the UVs done. Okay, so the first thing we could do is, yeah. By the way, go hop in the Discord, link down below. Okay, so let's carry on. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to select all the different parts. So uh, these four that we have actually UV'd, hide them, and I'm going to select everything, right check. I'm just going to make sure to highlight one of these just so we can make sure that it actually highlights these, because if you have the previous ones, they can like keep the selection. Select all of these, go edit mode, and let's just go U unwrap, and then you'll see what actually works. These failed. I'm not sure why. We can also just go select these. Skill's actually correct. I'm not sure why that didn't work. Oh well, it's fine. So yeah, I was going to try kind of get it to automatically kind of try UV it all for us. But I guess that doesn't work. So let's get started on these pieces. This one should actually work. So let's go unwrap it. Cool. So we have to add a lot of seams to get this working, but that's fine. So let's just start out like the easy ones. Just kind of get the more harsh angles and mark seams for them. Okay. Yep. See what that does. Okay, good start. And then stuff like this, we are going to have to split off. You see there. So yep. We can also go split off all of these pieces if we want. So we can just go grab all of these using Alt left click. So there. Mark seam. Yep. Okay. And then we can do basically just go add one seam to all of them. Just basically go wherever it's going to be least likely to be seen. So like that, mark the seam, and you see now they all lay flat like that. Cool. Let's see what's happening over here. Okay, so over here, so you can probably just go add a seam. Cool. We might just have to mark it off a little bit. See, so this face is overlapping. So we might be better off marking it off like this. Clear that seam. You see, and now it's actually like sectioned off properly. And then we can do the same thing on the other sides like that. Okay, and then we should have this piece right here. I think these two are still overlapping each other. Well, these two are. I think same thing over here. Yeah, so we could even just go, like, it's going to be a completely different color. So we could even just go separate that off. And then we see here, this, all good. Cool. And then here, let's see, that is all good. Okay, and let's fix up this. We can even just go same thing, so like separate it off like this. And let's see if that helps. So the main problem is up here. So let's see. We could just go separate off that end bit, or let's see if we add a seam here. Or in actual fact, we can probably just go delete this, honestly, because what even gets seen. Let's see. That doesn't help because this face is the problem. Let's clear the seam here, clear the seam, and add a seam like that, maybe. Okay, still does not help. Yeah, I think we're just getting being too afraid to actually let me just bring it back. Alt H. Yeah, you see there's no problem here. So let's just go separate off like that, and then get rid of the seam, and maybe just go all the way across. Or we can just get rid of the seam here. Okay, so there. See, what have I done? Add a seam. Is this up here? Yep. Okay, so add a seam there. Okay, now that overlaps. What are they even overlapping with? Is it? Ah, it's this. Okay. Let's just see if there's a way of getting this to lay flat. I don't think it actually will have a good way of getting it to lay flat. We're just gonna have to section it off. So let's just do there, and then yeah, actually no, not there. So here, yeah, you see there that works. Cool. So what did I just add? Seam where? Add a seam here. Uh, I thought that would keep it connected because get rid of the seam and then add a seam here. And it's still overlapping. Okay, I'm just going to add that in there. Maybe we can add it over there. Okay, that finally works. Cool. Let's go hide that and carry on. Cool. So all of these should be pretty simple. We can go delete these faces over here on either side, and then we should just go unwrap, and we just go add a edge along the bottom like that. Okay, and then we should be good. Okay, it has some issues, so it's going to separate off here, and then so mark the seam, same thing we did before. Cool, and then same thing here. Cool, and then same thing on the side. Cool, lays 100% flat. Good. Okay, so we can go H to hard, and basically do the exact same thing right here. So select that, deselect, mark seam, select, deselect, mark seam, get rid of the face. Or actually, we can leave it. I don't know if it clips through, for like that shows there. So there, mark seam over here. Cool. Hard that. Select the sort, view, unwrap. Actually, I don't think it's actually it's not gonna even work because we haven't got it set up correctly, or it's not. There is no possible way of laying out a cube, basically, which it's just a cube with more detail. So there, same way we do usual. Cool. And then let's see what we can do to get this lay flat. We can try edge loops like this. That's actually not going to work because we don't have it even up to there. What we can do is we can go get rid of this. Let's just go clear seam, deselect, mark seam. Actually, get rid of these two. What we can do, so we see if we do this, now we just have this weird loop. We should be able to just add a seam like that. We can add a second seam there. Yeah, you see there. And then, okay, that is not as clean as I was hoping. So we can try this. Cool. I can have a much better option unless we do this. I don't think it's actually gonna work. Let's see. No, it does. Okay. And then this outside, we can possibly just go clear the seam and we'll do this mark seam. Yes, okay, that works. You see here, so we added the edge. Then we do every single time. So there, and then so that just sectioned it off like this. So now it's laying flat. And then same thing, yeah, we have it going all the way around the outside. Now we just have to go add some extra seams. Probably, yeah, I think it's these two are the main problem. So you see, that's there. So I think we just basically have to go add two edges like that. Same thing over here. We can go like this. May cause some problems, but let's see. Yeah, you see some slight overlap. Uh, cool. So it might be worth even just separating it off like this. That fixes it there. Yep. And the same thing. We can just go here, mark seam. Cool. Now it's all separated off. H to hard. This shoots a cube, so we can also delete this backside. When it comes to doing a cube, I mean, this is slightly different from a cube, but we can literally just do this. Mark seam. You see here now lays flat 100%. Cool. There's other ways of doing it, so we could get rid of these. Clear seam. Actually, I don't know if we can. Do there. You see there. So that works as well. Couple different ways you can do it, but yeah, works okay. Cool. How that one? This should be pretty simple. Actually, this is solidify. So let's just go. Let me actually check because we applied our scale, so there's still a decent thickness. Let's just go something like that. Yep, I'm happy with that. And then we can delete the base pieces like this. Unwrap. You see the problem, but we can just go add a seam like this. Actually, I'm going to add here, and I'm going to add here. So it's kind of like separates it off into two pieces. Okay, you see that? And then same thing as usual. So just select both sides, and then just deselect, deselect. And you see that, lays flat. Cool. I think we might actually have to do the same thing both sides. So, like that. You see there. So I think like if we go on the outside, then so like obviously if we have here and then we have to go there and cut it like this, then it's going to go and like intersect over the top of each other. Whereas if we go on the outside, then it's going to kind of do that, which is going to make sure that it has a gap, if you get what I mean. But yeah, cool. Undo all of this. We'll erase it. Cool. Nice. And let's check everything that actually has UVs. I'm not sure exactly what I've all done now. But yeah, there. Cool. I don't think I've done UVs for everything else. But yeah, it's looking pretty nice actually. Cool. Let's hide all that and then carry on working. Unwrap this. And same thing, it's going to be like unwrapping a cube. So yeah, I'll probably just go add edge loops down here. See what that does. Cool. Good start. This one, yeah, so basically just want it there. Cool. And then we can basically just go add two edges like that. There we go. That's good and done. That. Again, I'm going forward or forward slash to go in and out of local view. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go X faces over here. And then these two, I'm going to select both edges. I'm going to go SY0. So now they're flattened. Select everything M by distance. Oh, actually, I think I have this auto merge on, so it does it for me. Cool. We can select this F to fill. I'm just going to go P by selection. So just bear in mind that this is not going to work for game engines. So you're going to have both sides because it's actually what we can do is just literally just go add a solidifier. And then change the offset to 0 and then just adjust the thickness as you want. And then I can just go dissolve this middle edge because we don't need it. Cool. To unwrap it, we can basically just go like this, add one seam, and then you'll see, so we have this, whatever, tube. So then here, we just go mark seam, and then it's pretty bad, but yeah, we can do this. That's not the problem, it's the other side. So let's go undo that. So it's going to be this piece that we need to do it on. And same thing here. So we might just go like this. Yeah, so you see like that works. Cool. Nice. How that? I think also here, one thing we need to fix was the normals were incorrect on some of it. So you can see we go face orientation. You can see here these pieces are bad. So go Shift N to recalculate. There we go. UVs might be a little bit difficult, so let's figure it out. Forward slash. Let's go U unwrap. That's just not going to work. We can just go mark off this end face. Mark seam. Cool. And then same thing over here. Cool. Mark seam. Let's just go mark that edge off here. Cool. Decent start, and it isn't actually that bad. So let's see, where is all of these faces? Is it basically just these? No. It's all of these are considered. Okay, what we can do is we could deselect it like this. Let's try this. see how that unwraps. Mark seam. Yeah, you see there, that lays out pretty well. You see basically the exact same thing we've been doing. If you want real quick, we can go select everything like this. That's not what I want. So I guess, yeah. So face select, go C for circle select, and I can just go deselect these faces right here. Okay, and then we are there, and then we might just be able to go B, hold mouse button to deselect. That deselects all the tops. Yeah, you see there, we've selected everything we need, except we need to deselect these ends. So we can go again C for circle select. Let's deselect those two. Need this selected. Mark seam. Okay, there we go. And we might actually be able to incorporate it on the edges as well. So like this, and then we can clear the seam like that. Cool. And then we just have these two, so we can basically just go clear the seam on the ends, on the bottoms. Should be fine. Yeah, you see that. So now I think it's just these two faces right there. So because we added that edge right there, it all works out. Good. Cool. So there, we can hide it, /. Yeah. Actually, let's just start working our way front to back. So, yep. So same thing as usual with a cube. So we can just go like that. Mark seam. Start it off. Cool. So vertical. We can also go like this to get the vertical lines and see what that does. Okay. Big problem is, yep. So that's not going to work. We might just do something like that. That probably does not do well. We would need to do there, or okay, so that's very like long. We can try clearing these seams. See if this can get something decent. I guess we need a seam at some point, so up here. Okay, cool. Not sure exactly what I did, but yeah, you can see here, I would basically just try to get it more horizontal instead of just like a super long line. Yeah, cool. So there, H. Let's select all of these. I don't know. Earlier it was kind of making it super big, but yeah. So I think basically select the top, mark a seam, and then get the side. Cool. And then honestly, I don't think I really care too much if it's a good UV or not. But if you want good UVs, we can basically just go same thing as usual. So like that. I don't think that's even a problem. Yeah, it wasn't, but I think this is. So let's go there. Cool. And then same thing. So cool. So that might be a good idea, depending on how often we reuse that piece to just steal the UVs or just duplicate it to steal the UVs from it, because that means we don't have to redo it over and over again. So let's try this, maybe even two. So we go there, and then just deselect. Cool. Now that, same thing. So we can go like that. I think we go get like kind of these pieces set off like that, and then we can go just get one horizontal edge. Yeah, you can see it lays almost flat. Honestly, these pieces are probably so inconsequential that doesn't really matter too much. Cool. Select this, mark seam, and just grab this face, mark seam. Cool. Okay. There. And then here, we can go mark seam. Cool. Hide it. And yeah. This might be difficult to get. Just get all of these pieces done real quick. Okay, so there, and then same thing here. Nice. Actually, let's just go Alt H. Just deselect this, and then we can hard again. And then I'm just going to go duplicate this. Actually, honestly, whatever. You just have to do it once or twice, whatever. So mark seam, mark seam. Mark those. Cool. Hard. And then this one, we can do this. Basically the exact same thing as we did earlier on the other one. And that. Ooh, interesting. That didn't work. I think we need one horizontal edge going all the way around. Yep. Cool. And you have a cube. So this is how you unwrap a cube. So there, 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 and there. Okay. So basically we just have this little U, and then just a cut. And that will let it go and do this. Cool. Hard that. It's tube, so you can basically just go like that. And if you want, we can basically just go split it up along the way, so we don't have a super long UV, and we don't have bugs like that. Mark seam. Cool. And then on the edge, we can do same thing. Cool. There we go. Nice. Hard that. Try this. I mean, basically, so we start out with a cube. So there, there. Mark seam. Cool. And now we've got to sort out this. So same thing. Go. Even just go split this off. So split that off there. So now we have that. And then we probably do the same thing. So split this off. And then this is just going to be a cube. So we can go do this. And then there. See what that does. Is this it? Yeah, cool. So see that there. So mark that seam. Cool. And then we get these edges. Cool. So here, see what can we do to improve it. Probably that. Yep. And then maybe this. And maybe that. Yeah, you see now that lays flat. Cool. And then this one, we can go probably select these two. See what that does. That might just separate it off. No, it doesn't. Cool. And then yeah, we can go mark that seam. Nice. Hard that. Same thing. So select all of these, deselect, and then there. Again, I forgot to add the edge, so there. Cool. Hard. Yeah. So this, delete the top face, and then we can just go like edge. Cool. Hard that. This, you unwrap. Delete the inside face. We can also just push this back a little bit, so it'll just be further into the body of the gun. So there. And then just do this. I probably should do one further in. You see it's there. Edge still. Like, it's a good idea to kind of scale it down so you see how it actually stretches. Just give you a better idea of what it would actually do. But yeah, so there. That's all perfect. Okay. And then something here. So we can just go delete this face. We can just push that in again. Same thing. So there. X faces. And then what we can probably do is section this off. And then do that. And something here. You can also go maybe probably like one edge there. So then I'll be able to delete this face and line it up with the rest. So G, X, snap it there. There you go. Cool. Okay, hard. And then these, one edge, one edge. Because they're literally just a tube, you can just add one cut to the side and it will lay flat. Okay, this one is done. This one is not done. So there. Cool. Mark seam. And there. Cool. Harded. And there. So yep, we can go delete these faces. So basically I just delete the faces because it means basically the same as adding the seam, and we're never going to see the face anyway, so there's actually no point in having it. So yeah, cool. We might be better off splitting it like this. So much overlaying on top of each other, I think. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to do that, so we probably just have to do this. Cool. So this, we can actually just go get rid of all these edges except for one. Cool. Yep. And then these, we can probably just go section them off like this. Or if we go further on like this, then it will work. Yeah, you see that? Now that layout's perfectly flat. H / oh yeah, cool. Yeah, nice. Last little bit done, and we could. So yeah, so see this. Select it like this, and then like that. Mark seam. Same thing, yep. Select all these. Deselect, deselect, deselect. Mark seam. Cool. And then same thing on the outside. So like this. And then we can also get these like horizontal edges, like this. Yep, don't need those on there. And yeah, we good. Let's see what this face is from. There, interesting. Get rid of that. Seam. I don't know if I'll do it anywhere else, or if that was just like a misclick. Shouldn't, yeah, I think it was just a misclick. Cool, there we go. Hide that. And then for this, X faces. And then we can just go like this. And mark seam. Cool. Let's go H. We're all good. Let's go Alt H, bring everything back. And then you can select everything, you unwrap. Cool. You see, everything has now been UV'd. Nice. What you can do, actually, why did that do so weirdly? Scale wise. Check our scale. One. Let's check everything again. You unwrap. That should not happen. Let's see, this is sometimes can be bugged. I don't think anything else has any problems. No, it's just this. Let's go select everything, see everything. You can use L to select it. And then see if we can find some space to push it in. So we can put it over here. Set our pivot point to median point, and then scales up. If you want, we can just go separate this edge off fracture. And then we can also just select the faces like this. And I'm just going to shift it over like that, just so we can kind of use this gap better. Cool. It's not the best placement, but oh, it's better than nothing. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Cool. There we go. We are done with UVs. See you in the next one. Right, there we go. We have the end of the tutorial. Again, if you want to go check the links in the description to go check out some resources, the reference images if you haven't grabbed already, all that stuff, and the full playlist for the rest of the videos, so you can go grab it over there. And yeah, hope to see you in the next one.